Dreams can make you cry, dreams can make you laugh, dreams can hurt or heal. Hello everyone, it's Lilac Dreams and welcome back to another podcast video. Today's video is going to be a shorter podcast than normal. Usually my podcast videos are anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes long, but this video will probably be closer to 8 minutes as there's not as much to talk about this topic. Today's podcast topic is Western eventing in Horse Riding Tills. Most of Horse Riding Tills is based around English eventing, as in we have jumping and we have dressage, but we don't have many Western events. The only thing that could be considered Western that we have in the game right now is maybe the cross-country races. Hi, it's editing me. I was wrong. Cross-country is not a Western event. It's actually an English event. I looked it up and that's what Google said, so sorry about that. I have some really good ideas on how more Western stuff could come to Horse Riding Tills, and that is what I'm going to talk about today. As you know, we have Western tack in the game, but it's really hard to access. In order to get Western tack, you have to either purchase it for a large amount of gems, or you have to win it from a champion's chest. This is obviously very difficult for a lot of players that are not in a club or that don't have the huge amount of gems that it takes to purchase this tack. That being said, I think there should be some more ways to get Western tack, as Western riding is a big part of the horse community. One way that I think we should get Western tack is simply by crafting it. It's been a long time since we've got any craftable tack options, and I think it would be a really good addition to the game if we had the option to craft Western tack. I think this could even be implemented with a small story quest as well. Maybe this story quest could be considered a side quest instead of part of the main quest. Or maybe it could be part of the main quest once you reach level 40. Or somewhere along the line, Nathan comes up to you and tells you something about how he has recently learned how to craft Western tack and how he wants to teach you as well. This could be really easy to implement. Obviously, it would take some work on the team's side of things to get craftable Western tack into the game, as well as add in this story feature. That being said, there doesn't need to be a story feature at all, it's just a thought to make it a little more interactive. You know, if Nathan maybe finds a book in the library, talks about how he found this book in the library, about how to craft Western tack, and how he wants to teach you as well. This is optional. I don't think the story dialogue is necessary, but it could be nice to introduce Western tack into the game. Western tack in crafting should be implemented already. We have a lot of English tack, but no Western at all, and I definitely think it should be added. It doesn't necessarily need to have huge stats like the Western tack we have in the game right now that you win. But I definitely think it's something important to have in the game for those people that want to ride Western but don't have that option because they don't have the tack. I also think some more Western eventing should be added into the game. The only Western event that we have in the game right now that I can think of is maybe the cow herding adventure game. But that's an adventure game and I wouldn't really consider it, a super Western focused event. I mean, it's something, but I feel like we should have more than just that. My big idea, if you will, for Western eventing is barrel racing and pole bending, because I think barrel racing and pole bending are a really big part of Western eventing. Probably the most recognizable part of Western eventing as well. When you think of Western eventing, you think of barrel racing horses and pole bending. Especially because I play Star Stable, all of the Western-based areas of the game have pole bending and barrel racing. I think pole bending and barrel racing should be added into the game. I don't think it should be added into the story, though. The story is not really Western focused. Obviously, it's about a girl who is a stable hand for a show jumping school. This is obviously an English-based school. It's show jumping. I think that pole bending and barrel racing can be added similar to how cross country is added, in which you go into the tab and you can do the pole bending or barrel race of the week. Whoever gets the highest score will place high on the leaderboard. So unlike how it is right now with cross country where you can do multiplayer races, I think pole bending and barrel racing would simply be a leaderboard that you can race every week on, and the person who gets highest in the leaderboard would win that barrel racing or cross country tournament, if you will. Every week the barrels or the pole bending could change a little bit. I don't know a lot about barrel racing or pole bending, so I don't know how much the course can vary, but I think it would be really interesting if the course could vary week from week and you could compete on it to see who could get the highest on the leaderboard. Whoever gets the highest on the leaderboard would get a prize, similar to how the cross-country leaderboards also give you prizes. I think this could be really fun, and another thing they could add is if you have Western tack. Maybe you crafted it, maybe you got it for a champion's chest, whatever. If you have Western tack, maybe you get a bit of a bonus on how fast you can go while you're barrel racing or pole bending. And you can also have specific set stats made for barrel racing and pole bending. Maybe your horse can have an agility stat instead of the jumping stat. So you have the speed, agility, and control. I guess control and agility could be really similar. So maybe instead of jumping, you would have a stat that makes you turn really sharply, because obviously that would help you in barrel racing and pole bending. For example, if your horse has an 18 jumping, your horse would then have an 18 agility or whatever the stat would end up being. I think this would be a really, really good way to add Western eventing into the game. I think it would be really fun as well. You would only have one horse running the barrels, and then the highest score would win. Maybe you could even do Western eventing in a sense where you challenge your friend to a barrel race. You both race the barrels, and whoever gets the best time wins. You don't necessarily need a prize for racing your friends, because you're racing your friends, and you could do that a million times a day. But it would just be something fun to do between you and your friends. People do this on islands all the time. They'll race and, whoever finishes first wins. But because of screen lag, this doesn't work very well. So I think having an actual feature in the game would be really awesome. Like I said before, I don't think it should be added into the main storyline. I don't think it should be added into adventure games either. I think it should be a separate section of the game, just like cross country is for Western stuff, like barrel racing and pole bending. Primarily barrel racing and pole bending. If you're a primarily Western rider, then let me know in the comments what kind of Western events you would like to see in the game. Because I don't ride horses. I don't know very much about horses. So I'm basically guessing based off of the research I have done. My research could be wrong. I might be wrong about some things, so please let me know in the comments below, because I would love, love, love to hear your guys' opinions. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I am really sorry this podcast video is so short, but unfortunately, there's just not much to talk about on the subject. I gave my opinions on the subject, and I don't really know what else to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, remember to dream on. Bye, everyone!